Well, my daddy was a farmer, that was all he ever did. He spent 50 some odd years raising cattle, crops, and kids. His hands were rough with calluses where blisters used to be. That comes from guiding mules and pulling weeds. He wiped the sweat off of his brow as the sun was sinking low. He said, son, we can plant these seeds, but we can't make them grow. The frost might come in early, the drought might make them burn. You gotta plant yourself a seed when you're guaranteed return. Plant the seed of love in your life. Have yourself some children. Get yourself a good wife. You'll find warmth from the family. You'll find strength from above. And you're guaranteed a harvest if you plant the seed of love. God has blessed me with a home. I got 2 scrapping children and made me at the door. I don't see how a man can need much more. And that woman that I married's always been my closest friend. She'd stand right there beside me right until the bitter end. Folks tell me we're a dying breed, families like mine won't grow. But I tell you, friend, you reap what you sow. Plant the seed of love in your life. Have yourself some children, get yourself a good wife. You'll find warmth from the family, you'll find strength from above. And you're guaranteed a harvest if you plant the seed of love. Plant the seed of love.
We were in search of a name that fit the kind of music we played, and we'd been called everything. We've been called the Bluegrass Brothers, and Cumberland Express, and we were even called the Mid-South Malrations.
Yeah.
And what a Malration is, we won't get into it.
Yeah, that's
anyway, he came up with the new tradition. We thought the new tradition, and that fits exactly what we do. We take music and that might even be traditional music and maybe play it to fit our style. So the new tradition we thought fit. We've never thought about changing it since.
We started the group, actually Fred and I started the group back around probably 81, 82, somewhere in there, and we just started entering band competitions and playing. I mean, we would play just, you know, for community get-togethers and different things and enter band competitions. I met Fred, we were entering competitions against each other on guitar. And we, you know, through the years we had a few different members of the group, and then Richie came along. Probably he's been in the group 6 years, 7 years, something like that, and he's played with us on and off. And then we all had the musical ability to do things, but we didn't have seemed like the sight to want to go on a lot farther. And then when we got with Daryl, he's kind of the guy that's like, well, guys, we can do, you know, more than you all ever thought you could do, you know. And it's just like Daryl gave us all the extra spark when we got together to want to move on into better things than just entering competitions and playing for fun. And
ladies and gentlemen, the new tradition.
I remember as a boy, every spring we'd gather round for an old-time church homecoming with dinner on the ground. Friends and family come back home that we'd not seen in years, and the day was filled with hugs and smiles and tears. And old-time country preachers preacher would preach till morning's end. Then we'd kneel there at the altar for the one still lost in sin. Then dear old brother Harvey would dismiss us all in prayer, and we'd gather at the table for the food that was prepared.
There was a spread there on the table
like you have never seen,
a feast of covered dishes,
made a meal fit for a king. Then we'd gather in the afternoon and sing in one accord. How I've loved those old homecomings since I was just a boy. Now I long for my homecoming with the Lord. When Jesus comes in love to gather up his children for their brand new home above. We'll live in heaven's glory, no tears we'll ever cry. Our days will fill with love and hugs and smiles. Forever we'll proclaim that Jesus is the King, and we'll rejoice forever praising him for everything. We'll sing his songs of greatness as the ages roll away on that great and final homecoming day.
There'll be a spread there on the table
like you have never seen,
a feast of holy manna
for a meal there with the King. And we'll sing and shout forever, and we'll be in one accord. How I've longed for that homecoming since I was just a boy. How I long for my homecoming with the Lord.
Spread there on the table
like you have never seen,
a feast of holy manna
for a meal there with the King. And we'll sing and shout forever, and we'll be in one accord. How I've longed for that homecoming since I was just a boy. How I long for my homecoming with the Lord. How I've longed for that homecoming since I was just a boy. How I long for my homecoming with the Lord. Will someone roll the stone away? Was it a thief? Well, no, it was an angel. 'Cause Mary says he lives again. Do you believe? Yes, he is my Savior. Well, Thomas was a doubter until he saw for himself. Jesus even let him touch the wound in his side. And now he is risen, he is risen. Yes, my Lord, he is risen today. There are linens with blood stains, but that's all that remains. There's nobody left in their grave. He said, in 3 days I will rebuild it. 'Cause Jesus had to die before we all could be saved. God willed it. his victory. And now he is risen, he is risen. Yes, my Lord, he is risen today. There are linens with blood stains, but that's all that remains. There's nobody left in the grave. And now he is risen, he is risen. Yes, my Lord, he is risen today. There are linens with blood stains, but it's all that remains. There's nobody left in the grave.
If we're doing okay and making pretty good money on this trip, we'll get us a couple of rooms. There's been a lot of times where we've had to all share one room. There's been a couple of times where there was no rooms at all. In fact, one place in particular in Arkansas, there was no rooms to be had anywhere. And the promoter got to feeling sorry for us and he went out, "Boys, I found you a room." And it was about the size of a postage stamp. Danny slept in the closet with his feet hanging out. Richie slept in the bathroom. And Fred and I had to share this bed that I wouldn't have let my dog sleep on at the house. It was terrible. But, you know, we sat up all that night talking and laughing, and that was probably one of the best trips we've ever had. We had a good time.
Actually, when you get right down to it, there's not a lot that we like more than music. Because when we're not on the road, probably most of the time we're rehearsing, or when we're not even together, I'm playing, you know, I'm practicing and
Or writing songs.
yeah, it's kind of like most everything that I do is pretty much music.
Our problem
just
is
like when we're not playing golf. Or
yeah.
something.
Well, for so long, music was what was our hobby while we had jobs. But now that music's our jobs, we haven't had time to develop new hobbies yet. Rich probably gives us less trouble than anybody.
Well, a lot of the times if we don't really look and see him, we don't know he's around. You know, he'll get behind you and stand so quiet that you won't know he's there.
Or we either do that or lose him.
That's true.
Our manager's threatened to put a cowbell on Richie because he's always gone. Somebody will want an autograph, or the minute we need him, he's like, yeah, he's gone. So. And the funny thing is, Richie's just like this all the time. And drinks coffee, cup after cup. If he didn't drink coffee, he'd probably be comatose.
He probably would.
Plus, I don't ever sweat neither. That's true. No stress in this man.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that. I want to take just a second here and introduce the band to you. Normally our banjo player plays some guitar for us, sings the baritone. His name is Richie Dotson. Make him welcome, please. Singing the tenor for us and playing guitar, he helps the band do a lot of arranging. His name is Fred Duggan. Please make him welcome. Our bass singer and sometimes lead singer and one of the finest mandolin players in the world. His name is Danny Roberts. You can make him welcome. And my name is Daryl Mosley, and we make up the New Tradition from Nashville, Tennessee. Thank y'all. Thank you. Now, we're just country boys, so this song means a lot to us. Listen to Danny as he sings Homefolks.
I packed up that old Ford car, went out looking for a star I never thought could be so far from the home fold. Nights are long out on the road, and it's become a heavy load, and there's a longing in my soul for the home fold. I miss the stories Granddad told, and the fishing trips me and Dad would take. I'm just a kid of 10 years old when I think of biscuits Mama used to bake. In my heart, I'm just a stone's throw away from the home fold. I've made friends from coast to coast, and there's a few that I'd call close, but the ones I miss the most are the home folks. Round the table we'd say grace, and there's a time when my heart aches to go back and take my place with the home folks. Another town, another crowd, I've lost track of all the places that I've played. I know I've made them proud, but they'd love me just as much if I had stayed. I'm so thankful for the way that I was raised by the home folks. I miss the stories Grandma told and the crazy chances all us kids would take. I know time will take its toll, but it can't take away the memories that we've made. I know now those really were the good old days with the home folks. And I'm so thankful for the way that I was raised by the home folks. By the home folks.
Thank you very much. The first album that the New Tradition did was called Bluegrass Gospel at its Finest, and what we're about to sing is our first ever, what you might call, hit record. So we're kind of proud of it. We know you know the words. Sing with us. We're going to do Washed in the Blood.
Have you been to Jesus for the cleansing power? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you fully trusting in His grace this hour? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you walking daily by the Savior's side? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Do you rest each moment in the crucified? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Lay aside the garments that are stained with sin and be washed in the blood of the Lamb. There's a fountain flowing for the soul unclean. Oh, be washed in the blood of the Lamb. Are you washed in the blood, in the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul-cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb?
Thank you. Bless your heart. Thank y'all. Thank you very much. You know, I don't guess I'll ever forget the first show that the four of us played together. We were invited to come down to do a show in Texas all weekends, like a Friday through Sunday thing. And they wanted a total of about 6 hours of music. And we accepted, and on the way down there, we realized that we knew about 12 songs. And that was not enough. So we thought, well, if we would take the songs that we sing and play on, and then do them a cappella, and then also do them instrumental, we could have 3 songs out of 1, and we might get through the weekend. So we got to working on that, and we took a song that we've been playing and singing and got to just singing it a cappella and really enjoyed it and been kind of doing it that way ever since. So we're going to do one a cappella for you now. This is called Can't You Hear Jerusalem Moan? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I got a home on the other shore. Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? And I'm gonna live there forevermore. Now can't you hear Jerusalem moan? Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? Now thank God there's a heaven and it's ringing in my soul, and my soul set free. Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? I got a sister Mary, she wears a little chain. Now can't you hear Jerusalem moan? And on each link is Jesus' name. Now can't you hear Jerusalem moan? Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? I thank God there's a heaven and it's ringing in my soul, and my soul set free. Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? You know old Satan, he wears them hypocrite shoes. Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? If you don't watch out, he might slip on you. Now can't you hear Jerusalem moan? Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? I thank God there's a heaven and it's ringing in my soul, and my soul set free. Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? I know a Baptist preacher, a mighty fine preacher. Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? He's a powerful speaker. Well, natural born teacher. Oh yeah.
Well, now can't you
Hear Jerusalem moan? Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? I thank God there's a heaven and it's ringing in my soul, and my soul set free. Can't you hear Jerusalem moan? Hear Jerusalem moan.
Thank you so much.
There were 3 men on a mountain up on Calvary, and the man in the middle was Jesus, died for you and me. Well, the man on the left, he was a sinner, tied to the cross he bled. He could have been forgiven, but he mocked the Lord instead. Now you say you are the Son of God, but they've nailed you to a tree. Come down and save us, if God your Father be. There were 3 men on a mountain up on Calvary, and the man in the middle was Jesus, died me tell you what Jesus said to him. Now fear not this earthly day. Before this day is out, you'll be with me in paradise on the heaven's golden shore. There were three men on a mountain up on Calvary, and the man in the middle was Jesus, died for you and me. 1, 2, 3 men on a mountain up on Calvary, and the man in the middle was Jesus, died for you and me. Hey!
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think being Christians is just at the heart of each of us. A lot of people have the misconception that the New Tradition is a bluegrass gospel group, and that's not true. We are a group that just happens to be Christians. We do gospel and bluegrass gospel, a lot of it. We do a lot of a cappella stuff, so it's not, to say that we're a bluegrass gospel group kind of pigeonholes us and makes us a little bit uncomfortable because it goes beyond that. You know, we're all Christians, we're good moral guys, churchgoers, and that's important to us. I mean, I don't think it would make any difference if we were playing with banjos and mandolins or if we were playing with bongos and oboes. We'd still be doing some gospel music because it's at the heart of us.
We play American music. You know, people ask what do we do, and he says, well, you know, you can call them bluegrass, but he said, I just like to call them American music. It's what they do it's just something that Americans like. You know, all of our music is if it's not gospel, it'll pretty much be a wholesome type music that you know, that you wouldn't be afraid to take your children to hear, you know, anytime. We don't do any offending lyrics on any songs.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you very much. I wrote this next song for my dad and for men like him. I'm sure all of you probably know someone like that who did what a lot of folks couldn't do and brave the storms of life in order to be able to enjoy the good times that they knew would eventually come. So this is for men just like that. This is called With His Hands in Wood. 3, 4.
Daddy was a builder and a carpenter by trade. Our house was filled with furniture, things that he had made. He hammered out a living, he measured out a life, taking care of his children and his wife. 6 days out of 7, he was up before the dawn, and soon you'd hear him working with his hammer and his saw. He was just a simple country man, hard-working, kind and good, but he was at his best with his hands in wood. With his hands in wood, he gave it all he had, never turning back when the times got bad. He was a living example, and we understood that he was at his best with his hands in wood. I remember when we got the word the neighbor's house burned down. He didn't hesitate, he loaded up and went to town. Gave them all the furniture that he built to sell. Then he offered up a prayer and wished them well. I've seen him build a cradle where his grandchild would lay. He built the church and altar and would not accept their pay. And he built a strong foundation where our family has stood, 'cause he was at his best with his hands in wood. With his hands in wood, he gave it all he had, never turning back when the times got bad. He was a living example, and we understood that he was at his best with his hands in wood. And he told me all about the greatest carpenter of all, who laid down his hammer to answer a higher call. But they thought he was a rebel, he was so misunderstood, and they crucified him with his hands in wood. With his hands in wood, he gave it all he had, never turning back when the times got bad. He was a living example, and we understood that he was at his best, never giving any less. He was at his best with his hands in wood.
Thank you very much.
He delivered me when I was in doubt. He delivered me. Jesus brought me out. He knew my soul, it had to be set free. So my Lord, well, he delivered me. Well, David and Goliath standing toe to toe. David told the giant, you'll be mine, I know, because you got a shield and you got a sword. But I got all that I need because I got the Lord. He delivered me when I was in doubt. He delivered me. Jesus brought me out. He knew my soul, it had to be set free. So my Lord, well, he delivered me. Well, Paul and Silas were stripped and beat, thrown into jail, put chains on their feet. But the Lord shook the earth, and then with a shout, you know them chains broke free. God delivered them out. He delivered me when I was in doubt. He delivered me. Jesus brought me out. He knew my soul, it had to be set free. So my Lord, well, he delivered me. Well, Jesus was a hanging high on a cross, dying so the world would not be lost. You know, they sealed up the tomb, but in 3 days Jesus rose up again, so your soul would be saved. He delivered me when I was in doubt. He delivered me. Jesus brought me out. He knew my soul, it had to be set free. So my Lord, well, he delivered me. He delivered me when I was in doubt. He delivered me. Yeah, Jesus brought me out. He knew my soul, it had to be set free. So my Lord, well, he delivered me.
Thank you. Thank you. Bless your hearts. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. We just want to say, speaking on behalf of the band, that we appreciate you coming out and sharing your evening with us. We hope we've done something that maybe will mean something to you somewhere down the road. We're gonna leave you with this one, boys.
3, 4, 1, 2.
When my life was deep in sin, I wandered aimlessly, just like a tiny vessel tossed at sea. And then I cried out for Jesus, and he turned my heart around, and he firmly anchored me on solid ground. Now Jesus is the rock on which I stand. The Lord has breathed new life in this old man. I know he's right there with me round the clock. My life's become as solid as the rock. My life's become as solid as the rock. Now Jesus is the rock on which I stand. The Lord has breathed new life in this old man. I know he's right there with me round the clock. My life's become as solid as the rock. My life's become as solid as the rock.
All of the original Smoky Mountain music from Brentwood features authentic, handcrafted instruments of the Appalachian Mountains, such as the hammered dulcimer, mandolin, auto harp, banjo, and dobro guitar. Smoky Mountain Hymns Volume 1 features handcrafted instruments playing timeless hymns of faith, such as I'll Fly Away, Old Time Religion, Lily of the Valley, I Saw the Light, Blessed Assurance, and many more. And don't miss the splendor of the award-winning Smoky Mountain Hymns Volume 1 video. Smoky Mountain Lullabies combine soothing vocals with quiet melodies played on handcrafted instruments to lull your baby to sleep. Side 1 is beautifully sung lullabies, while Side 2 features the instruments only, so you can do the singing. Smoky Mountain Christmas brings you home for the holidays with traditional Christmas carols like Silent Night, Joy to the World, and What Child Is This? Smoky Mountain Hymns, Smoky Mountain Lullabies, and Smoky Mountain Christmas are each available on high-quality cassettes and compact discs at a store near you.